Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. In today's story, OP finds out he's not at his sister's wedding party, but when he confronts her about it, she reveals the awful truth. Oh boy, it's much worse than OP expected. Am I the idiot for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after what she did? So, my 28 male sister, 30 female, is getting married in a few months. We've always been close, or so I thought. I was really excited for her, and assumed I'd be part of the wedding party, but when she sent out the invitations, I noticed something weird. My name wasn't listed as a groomsman, or even part of the wedding party at all. I asked her about it, thinking maybe it was a mistake, and she awkwardly told me she and her fiancé had decided to only have, quote, people who really fit the aesthetic, in the wedding. Apparently, that meant my younger brother, 25 male, was in, but I wasn't. When I pushed for an explanation, she eventually admitted it was because I have a visible birthmark on my face, and she didn't want it to stand out in the photos. Oh my god. I was stunned. I told her that was incredibly shallow and hurtful, but she doubled down, saying it was, quote, her special day, and that she had the right to curate the look of it however she wanted. Our parents are trying to keep the peace, saying she's just being a bit Bridezilla, and that I should still attend to support her, but honestly, I feel so disrespected that I don't even want to go anymore. Now my family is calling me petty, and saying I'm making a big deal out of nothing. My sister even said, it's not like I don't love you, I just don't want you in my wedding pictures, which doesn't really make me feel better. So, am I the idiot for refusing to go? Oh my god, your sister and her fiancé are superficial, ignorant, selfish, self-centered, narcissistic people who only care about themselves and the appearance of things and people. And when did weddings go from being a day to celebrate the love and union of the couple with their families and friends, to simply, quote, fit into my aesthetic? F their aesthetic. I understand having a vision of what you want your wedding to be like, but there is a limit to this, or at least should be. And I can't believe she said that to you. They don't deserve to have you at their wedding, or rather, they don't deserve to have you in their lives at all. Also, your family is full of idiots, they prefer that you simply accept being disrespected to maintain the, quote, peace in the family, or worse, they agree with the bride and groom. Anyway, not the idiot OP, screw these people and screw this wedding. And what would you guys do in this situation? What would you do if you were in OP's shoes? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. Now let's see what the comments say about this situation. I would go to the wedding with a paper bag over my head, and when people asked, I would tell them exactly why. What a witch. Edit, OP should go to the wedding like normal and get the seat at the front and next to the aisle. When the wedding march starts and the bride starts down the aisle, put on that effing bag, so she can see it. Not the idiot, she's showing her true colors. If she's that superficial, I doubt the relationship has much substance to survive. Not the idiot, she's so shallow. Protect your peace and stay away from that potential shit show. She's most definitely a Bridezilla. Not the idiot, that is a really crappy thing for her to do and say. I wouldn't attend and I would expect an apology from both of them. Not the idiot, it's time to play, quote, keep the peace. Step 1, just be very non-committal whenever the subject of the wedding comes up with your family. Step 2, start making plans with good friends for the day of the wedding. Step 3, follow through on the plans with your friends instead of attending the wedding. Step 4, when people inevitably reach out to you wondering why you're not at the wedding, simply tell them the truth, you have too much self-respect to show up after how your sister has treated you. Exactly, while she doesn't have to invite you to be in the wedding party, you don't have to go. Let her be shallow and superficial, and wait for karma to do its thing. If anyone says you should go, be petty and ask how they would feel if they weren't allowed to be in family photos because, and pick something they might be insecure about. Sorry Aunt Agnes, I'm not going because my birthmark isn't photogenic. It would be like, you are not allowed in family photos because your left eye is slightly higher than your right. Not the idiot, and good luck with all the shallow people. And what about you guys? What did you guys think of the comments? Do you agree with them? Would you attend the wedding if it were you in this situation? What do you think OP should do? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for prioritizing my friend's premature baby over my husband's birthday? My 30 female husband's 32 male birthday was coming up at the weekend. I hadn't planned anything specific, but we were going to celebrate with our daughter, 11 months. In the meantime, my friend, 30 female, who has a son, 2 years, had just given birth to her daughter prematurely at 23 weeks. Her family life is difficult, so she didn't have much support around her. These are times when you need to rally around and support. I offered to look after her son so she could spend quality time with her daughter. I picked him up from school a couple of times and took care of him, and he stayed over at our house a couple of nights. As it neared the weekend of my husband's birthday, I told him that if I had to pick up a friend's son that week, it would mean the baby girl had taken a turn for the worst. As it happened, by Friday I was asked to pick him up and he was due to stay with us over the weekend. When my husband got home that Friday and realized friend's son was with us, he started sulking and giving me the silent treatment. When I confronted him and told him he was acting selfish, he called me a C-word whilst holding my daughter in his arms. I was gobsmacked. We carried on with the weekend. 3 days later, the baby girl died. For context, we had been having a lot of ups and downs in our relationship and were not in the best place. A few months later, my brother-in-law tried to talk to us to help resolve some of the issues we were having. When the situation about the baby came up, he said he was upset that his birthday was ruined and he hoped that by making an effort for his day, it would have helped with the issues we were having. I couldn't believe it. Am I the idiot for not prioritizing his birthday? OP gives more information in the comments. Info: since you knew watching your friend's son was a possibility, did you ask if doing so on his birthday was okay with your husband? Did you try in advance to work out contingency plans with him to celebrate his birthday on a different day or in a way the child wouldn't disrupt it? Did you actually think to make specific plans with him given the rough state of your marriage, or even realize those circumstances might make celebrating his birthday in a meaningful way more important? Was one of his issues a feeling that you routinely prioritized everyone but him? I don't have enough info here to make a judgment, but it's not unreasonable to analogize that you were in a sinking boat, your marriage, and your friends were in a sinking boat, their daughter's health crisis, and you spent all your time bailing out the water in their boat. Obviously, if you look at it as a spouse's bad birthday versus a friend's dying child, your husband was being petty. But you've admitted there was a bigger picture here and you ignored it in the moment. Thank you for your response. I didn't ask if looking after my friend's son was okay with my husband. I gave him a heads up that if I was asked to pick him up on Friday, then things had taken a turn for the worst. I assumed 2 things, which may be wrong on my part, that is to assume. 1, that he understood the seriousness of what that meant, and 2, that he wouldn't put himself before that given the circumstances. It's not something I would ever do, so I didn't expect him to either. Again, I understand how that could be wrong on my part. In the aftermath of the arguments that followed, I explained that he too made assumptions by expecting that we weren't going to do anything to celebrate. To be honest, we probably would have gone for a simple lunch or dinner, in which case I would have asked my mom and sisters, who we live close to and who knows my friend's son, to watch him for an hour or 2. My friend would have been okay with that. One of his issues about becoming a parent was that he wouldn't be able to prioritize himself anymore. He tore himself up about whether he'd still be able to do his hobbies, etc., etc. He saw a life coach who told him that he needs to be the best version of himself in order to be the best dad/husband, etc., etc. Which is good advice, I get it, makes sense. But for my husband, it sent him on a spiral of complete selfishness, in my opinion. Hope that answers some of your questions. OP continues to give more info. A baby died, so it was a life or death situation. We had already had the discussion that if I had to pick him up during that week, it would mean that it was unlikely the baby would pull through. That conversation happened. If it was going to fall on me to pick him up, then that also meant that was the only option. I could explain why there was no one else, but it's not my place to on a public forum. This was also discussed. Going out to eat on his birthday was not going to be the thing that repaired the relationship. Showing some level of empathy for the situation would have repaired some of the damage in my eyes. Maybe it's just me, but I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to ask my husband prior to helping someone in a life or death situation. If he doesn't understand or respect my values, then it's never going to work out. If I could turn back time, I would have done the same again. The only thing I would do differently is communicate my intentions more clearly, but I absolutely would never ask permission. I can confirm this wasn't the first time he swore at me, and he is verbally abusive. I don't swear in my day-to-day life and wasn't raised that way. I get other people are different and swear in their day-to-day life. I made it clear that I do not want to be sworn at and find it offensive, but he continued to do so on multiple occasions. Look, I understand wanting to do something nice for your birthday. But this is an emergency, a matter of life and death, literally. In this case, your husband's birthday ranks low in your priorities. You are a great person for helping your friend, and husband should be proud of you, not upset, let alone curse you, and in front of your daughter, makes it even worse. What the hell is wrong with him? From what you said, your marriage hasn't been good for a while, and it's not the first time he's acted like that with you. Normally, when a couple has problems, I believe that conversation and therapy can help to recover the relationship. But from what you said, he is abusive and controlling with you. I don't know if this marriage is worth fighting for. The combination of his lack of empathy for your friend's heartbreak situation, plus the way he treats you, makes me wonder if you shouldn't get out of this relationship. You have to think about what's best for you and your daughter, and if this is the kind of environment you want her to grow up in. But no, OP, you're definitely not the idiot. Not the idiot. Why are you still trying to work things out with a man who would talk to you like that in front of your child? By staying, you are telling her that his behavior is okay. It's hard to move past this particular issue, for that exact reason. Not the idiot. Your friend's child was dying. You could have taken the little boy with you, you could have gotten fancy takeout. There are lots of ways you could have made it work, but your husband went straight to calling you vile names. Not the idiot. Sadly, it looks like this should be the end of your marriage. Just think about it for a moment. Your husband selfishly put himself over an infant, and one that was in critical condition at the time. Any sane, non-self-absorbed individual would understand that plans don't go as normal when there are an emergency. You did the correct thing in helping your friend, as any sane person would do. Your husband is showing you that he has no actual intention on working on your marriage, which is a team effort. He's only concerned about himself. Continue being there for your friend and start getting things in order to protect yourself and your child. 1. A grown man thinking his birthday is the most important thing in the world is a red flag. 2. A partner who tells you he hoped that you would make some effort to help our problems is a red flag. 3. A man who would even think of speaking to his partner that way, much less actually doing it, is a massive red flag. Doing it in front of children? Holy hell, OP. I can't see through all these flags. Get out of there. And what do you guys think? What would you do if you were OP? Do you know anyone like OP's husband? Leave your comments down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go watch the video that is appearing on the screen right now or click on one of our playlists that are in the description to watch more videos. Until next time.